Hi everybody, I'm Teresa. Welcome to Beginner Vinyasa. This is Mika. Those of you who have been joining me or watching me know that she almost always joins our class, so welcome Mika. So tomorrow is the summer solstice, and it's also the International Day of Yoga. So one of the like yoga traditions on solstices and other big events like birthdays and New Year's and stuff like that is to perform 108 sun salutations. And we're not doing that today, don't worry. It would take more than 45 minutes. But they do 108 because it's a holy number and it is honoring the sun, basically. And on solstices, the longest day of the year, the shortest day of the year, it makes sense to spend some time to honor the sun. So although we are not doing 108 of them, we will be focusing on different sun salutations today. And those of you who have been doing yoga for a while, because I know just the people who are here have been taking my class this whole time, so I know you guys know what you're doing. Be aware that sun salutations are something that we do almost every Vinyasa class. It's not something that is considered advanced or beginner. It's just a way that you can consistently warm up all parts of the body. And it has this spiritual background too of honoring the sun. So find your comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. So it can be cross-legged, you can have your legs out straight, you can be sitting on a pillow or something. Whatever helps you feel grounded. And I like to rock a little side to side just to remind myself of the ground. And have your palms face up on your legs today, a little bit extra receptivity. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, maybe close the eyes or just soften the gaze somewhere in front of you. And we'll start by taking a couple really deep sighing breaths. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, in through the nose. Inside out. Last time, in through the nose. And let it go. Seal the lips and just breathe in and out through the nose. Nice and deeply. And try focusing on breathing with your belly. So instead of noticing as you breathe in, your shoulders come up, and as you exhale, your shoulders come down, try to keep your shoulders level and instead expand from the belly or even from the ribs. So expanding forward and back or side to side as opposed to up and down. Just becoming aware that you're here, whatever that entails, whatever your surroundings are, whatever your situation is outside of this class, acknowledge that you're here. Acknowledge that you have set aside this next 45 minutes, so you have nothing else to do but be here. So let yourself be here. And as we honor the sun with our sun salutations today and every day, and we honor the solstice that's happening tomorrow with the days getting shorter, acknowledge the summer energy within you, the sunshine, right? The creative life force. This part of you that is always there, even when the sun sets at 4 p.m. So if you like, you can have that intention of honoring that part of you, that sunshine that's inside always. But if there's anyone or anything else that you'd like to dedicate your class to, you can settle in on that the next couple of breaths. And then just bringing both hands to heart center. Apply some pressure between the palms as the fingers are close. And we'll seal all of our intentions and dedications with another one of those sighing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you inhale, you can blink open the eyes, let the arms sweep up overhead. And as we exhale, we'll lean over towards the left. So we're opening up the whole right side body. Your legs can be straight. You can be on that pillow if you're sitting on something. It doesn't matter. Just letting this side body open. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Maybe the gaze is up underneath that right elbow. Reach with those right fingers. Feel the length on the whole right side from hip all the way up through the shoulder and fingers. Good. And as you inhale, come up through center. And exhale, switch sides. You can bring that right arm down, leaning over to the right, stretching the left side. So both hips are grounded. Reaching with those left fingertips, really actively lengthening from your left hip all the way to the left fingers. One more time. Good, inhale, come to center. And then from here, just imagine like you can climb a little bit higher. So we're like still opening up through the sides, but more subtle like through the ribs, right? We're climbing this imaginary ladder. One more inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna twist over to the left. So that left hand becomes the second spine, the right hand comes outside the knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen, straighten through the spine, crown of the head is reaching up, and then twisting over towards the left shoulder. So the gaze is even towards the left, shifting your eyeballs over to the left. Good, one more inhale, lift and lengthen. One more exhale, twist and deepen. Then we'll inhale back to center. And exhale, switch sides. That right arm comes to the second spine, the left hand comes outside the knee. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Two more. Last breath. Good, inhale, come back to center. Exhale nice and slow with the whole breath, letting the hands come down by your side. So very bottom of the exhale, the palms touch, starting to build that breath connection. And then you can roll over the legs, the knees, whatever, find tabletop position. Hands beneath the shoulders, fingers nice and wide to support the wrists. Toes are tucked, knees or hips width distance apart, directly underneath the hips. As you inhale, we'll find cow, so drop the belly, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, find cat, untuck the toes, press the mat away, arching through the spine, gaze towards the belly button. Inhale to cat. And exhale to cat. Good, go through this a few more times. Notice if any movements just naturally want to come out, like any little wiggles or any little forward and back. So you can explore this. You can get really dramatic about it too if you want, make like really big circles. Good. One more time. And then from here, go ahead and tuck the toes from your tabletop position, and one step at a time, bringing your feet back, plank pose. Good. Fingers are still wide. Imagine rocking a little bit forward and a little bit back. We're starting to warm up the wrists a little bit, warming up the core. Legs are nice and active. Shoulders don't go past the fingertips though, so we're not like straining the wrists. We're just starting to get a little movement, get a little action using the fingertips. One more inhale. And as you exhale, find your first downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Work towards this inverted V with the hips lifted really high, the palms grounded, and the feet grounded. So the spine is long, even if that means that you bend the knees and lift the heels up nice and high. That's fine. You never have to straighten the legs. You never have to bring the heels down to the floor. The long spine is more important. So any movements that feel good, pedaling out the knees, any side to side, three-legged dog, whatever, you can go ahead And explore that movement while I mute my phone. I'm sorry. There we go. And then from your downward facing dog, inhale and look between the hands. Exhale, tippy-toe your way all the way to the front of the mat. Try to keep your hands grounded for as long as possible. So that might mean that you have to bend your knees here, right? Good. Just exploring a different body movement. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. Let the palms find the shins. Crown reaches forward, hips reach back. Roll the shoulders away. And exhale, forward fold, let it go. You can bend through the knees. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up to the sky. Lengthening through both sides of the ribs. Again, imagining that ladder, so we're really long. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. First sun salutation will be Surya Namaskar, so the Hatha sun salutation. Hands start at heart center, big toes are touching, maybe a little space in the heels. So active with your feet. Imagine your feet are like suction cups here, strongly gripping the floor. Legs are active, shoulders are relaxed. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. Use that whole inhale. The very top of the breath, you can't take any more air in here as long as you can. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Take your time as you find that length. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Exhale, lowering down, knees, chest, and chin, first round. Inhale, sliding through, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. One breath. So as you inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step 1 foot at a time all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, just the left foot steps back. So from here, drop the back knee, keep the toe tucked. Look forward, draw the hips forward. So starting to move into the hips. We're taking this first round nice and slow. Might feel good to bounce a little bit, might feel good to come up on the fingers. If you have blocks, you can also have blocks under the hands, just for this one breath. And then on your next exhale, you can step that right foot back for plank pose and make your way through that vinyasa again. So either knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide through baby cobra, the hips are grounded. Or if you take upward facing dog, the arms are straight, but the hips are lifted, so you're pressing into the tops of the feet. That's the difference between cobra and up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Great. Right away, we'll look between the hands, step that left foot forward. Drop the back knee, keep the toe tucked. As you inhale, lift the gaze, again, working into the hips. Maybe bouncing a little bit, maybe up on the fingertips. Good, one more inhale. And exhale, that right foot steps forward to the top of the mat. We're in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, we'll dive straight back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, the right foot steps back, switching sides. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, draw the hips forward. And then exhale right away, we'll step back and move through that vinyasa. So the left foot steps back, and you can lower down either knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga, which is a half push-up. Elbows are touching the ribs, no matter which one that you choose. Inhale, come through cobra with the hips grounded, or up dog with the hips lifted. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll right away look between the hands, step that right foot forward. Drop the back knee, inhale, lift the gaze. And exhale, left foot steps to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, so that was one Surya Namaskar. We'll do that all one more time. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, draw the hips forward. Exhale, right foot steps back for plank and make your way through your vinyasa. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog, your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot steps forward. Drop the back knee, lift the gaze, draw the hips. Exhale, right foot steps forward, forward fold. So the breath is nice and long. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, dive straight back down for the other side. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, draw the hips forward. And exhale, the left foot steps back as we flow through the vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, draw the hips forward. And exhale, stepping to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, close the eyes. Press the palms together. And just notice. Notice whatever sensations are going on in the body. Notice whatever sensations are coming up in the mind. So now we'll start to just build off of that slightly for Surya Namaskar A. So blinking open the eyes, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, dive straight back down, forward fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. We'll make our way right into that vinyasa. So we'll step back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. This time, right away. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step one foot at a time. This time, up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, sun salutation A. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Lower down, all that same exhale. So really long exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or lightly jump. Go ahead and play around all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. So we can see how the sun salutation is a great way to warm up the whole body. It's also a good way to honor the sun, honor that sun energy in us. You feel that heat. Good. From here, we're going to go ahead and find a tree pose. So just balancing on the right leg first. Hands can come to your hips or they can stay at heart center, whichever feels more natural for you. So feeling all four corners of that right foot, making sure that you're really grounded here. Using that suction cup feeling. Pada Bandha, it's called, the foot lock. Start to find that kickstand tree. Left ankle comes into the right, or left heel comes into the right ankle. Maybe you come up onto the calf. Maybe avoiding the knee joint itself, you can come up all the way onto the upper leg. So we're focusing on drawing this left knee away and still keeping those hips facing forward. Pressing through the sole of the right foot. Good. So from here today, I invite you to take Lotus Mudra. So Lotus Mudra, you bring your thumb and pinkies together, and then you spread your fingers really wide. So you're making a big funnel with your hands. So this Lotus Mudra can be at your heart, or for a little more of a challenge, you can bring that lotus all the way up to the sky and glue those biceps by the ears. Imagine this lotus that looks like a funnel, acting as a funnel, soaking up all of the good things, soaking up the summer sunshine, the smell of honeysuckles, all the good fruit. Whatever comes to mind when you think of summer, when you think of happiness, all this stuff coming into this Lotus Mudra. And if your Lotus Mudra is lifted, just starting to bring it down towards your heart. Good. And then seal in one finger at a time so that you find prayer at heart center. Beautiful. So start to draw that left knee in towards your chest, and then exhale, lower it down. Shake out that standing leg, and we'll do the other side. So focusing on the left foot, finding yourself really rooted and connected through the left foot, finding that Pada Bandha, that little suction cup feeling with the left foot. And then kickstand tree with the right knee open out to the right, pressing through that left foot. Maybe you can come up onto the calf. And if you're coming in and out of it, that's okay too, right? That's how you grow. That's how you build your strength. You can come all the way up, avoiding the knee joint, if that feels right for you today. Good. So you can, once again, find that Lotus Mudra if you like, or just as an alternative, we can have our palms open really wide, fingers really wide, and just arms open. So either way, another very receptive posture, right? We are soaking up all of the sunshine. We are trees, right? We are soaking up all the CO2. We're making oxygen. We are blossoming, flowering trees, possibly. So a few more breaths. Maybe focusing the gaze a little bit more, using that drishti to keep our focus. And then slowly starting to bring your hands back to heart center. We'll inhale, the right knee comes in towards the chest. And exhale that foot down. Good, shake out the standing leg. We'll make our way into Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B. So you're standing at the top of your mat. Big toes are touching, maybe a little bit of space between the heels. On our inhale, we're going to find chair pose. So the seat drops low, biceps are by the ears. And I know when we reach, we're pretending we're sitting in a chair, a lot of the times our seat presses way, way, way back. But imagine this tailbone instead shifting down towards your heels. And imagine these bottom ribs going in and up. So we're creating length in the lower back. Good. One more inhale, see if you can drop a little lower. And exhale, forward fold release. Great. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands and make your way through the Vinyasa so you can step back to plank and lower down your way. Inhale, your back bend, cobra with the hips grounded or up dog with the hips lifted. And exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you'll inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands, pivot on that back heel so the heel is grounded. Coming into warrior one, arms inhale up. Good. So bring your hands to the hips in warrior one, just making sure that both hips are facing forward. Frequently, the right hip will be more forward and the left hip will be reaching towards the back of the mat. So you can manually adjust yourself here, drawing this hip forward. If it's hard to keep this back heel grounded, you can step this foot closer, just shorten the stance. Bend is in the right knee. You can see your right big toe. Take one more inhale, really reach through the fingers. And exhale, both hands down onto the mat. Step the right foot back. Another vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, the left foot steps forward for warrior one on the left side, pivoting on that back heel. Arms sweep up once you're nice and rooted. And again, hands come to the hips, just to acknowledge if the right hip is further back than the left, or if you need to step that back foot forward to root down through that back heel. Good. So we're actively pressing into the right heel, nice and long on the whole right leg. Inhale with the fingers. Exhale, both hands down onto the mat. The left foot steps back. We'll flow our way through a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step or jump all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, seat drops low, biceps by the ears. Good. So already engaging the core, drawing that tailbone down, finding the length in the lower back. We're still tall through the spine, fingers reaching, shoulders are more over the hips than over the knees. So we're not folding over our knees. We're nice and tall. One more inhale. And exhale, come to stand. Good. We're going to go through that one last time. One breath, one movement. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the right foot steps forward for warrior one. Arms sweep up. And exhale, hands come back down. Float away with a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left foot steps forward. Warrior one, arms sweep up. Exhale, the hands come back down. Left foot steps back. Vinyasa, lowering down. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, seats low. Biceps by the ears, squeezing and reaching with the arms. And exhale, come to stand. Tadasana. So we're feeling nice and warm. Acknowledge all that fiery sun energy in us. And then from here, we'll find Malasana. So yogi squat. You can just widen the feet, slightly turning out the toes. And we'll bend the knees, keeping the heels grounded. Elbows are inside the knees. So for some of us, that might mean that our squat's a little bit higher up. As long as those heels are on the floor, this is fine. You're building, you're actually working a lot harder up here, but you're working on building that openness in the hips so that the hips can draw low, the crown can reach up high. So again, long through the whole spine. So one or two more breaths here, just opening up the hips. Good. Last breath. See if you can make it even longer. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Lift those hips. Keeping your right foot forward, let's step the left foot back. Both hands are inside the right foot for lizard pose. Rocking a little bit forward, a little bit back, a little side to side maybe. And then you can drop the back knee and tuck the back toe. So notice my hips are not directly on top of this back knee. So I'm not back here with all the pressure on my kneecap. I'm drawing my hips forward, bending into the right knee. My right knee is close to my right shoulder. Option to stay up on the palms. If you're already feeling a big stretch, this is where you stay. You can even have blocks or books under the hands to make it a little less intense. You can also start to come down into the forearms. The left forearm comes down first, and then the right. Keeping this right knee close to the shoulder. Wherever you are, we're going to stay just for another 3 breaths. Try to keep this whole spine long, so we're not arching the back to get ourselves closer to the ground. Good, last breath. Ground those forearms, start to come up onto the palms. You can tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and we're gonna find 3-legged dog. So the right leg will sweep all the way up to the sky. And then from here, you can stack the hips, bend the knee, flex through the foot, make some circles, really stretch out that hip that just did a lot of work for us. And then meeting in downward facing dog. You have the option to stay in down dog for a few breaths, or if you'd like, we'll flow through a vinyasa between sides. So if you are vinyasa-ing, inhale forward to plank, exhale lower, inhale your back bend, and exhale downward facing dog. Nice. So we're gonna look between the hands and just take a giant step forward with that left foot outside the left hand. So coming into lizard on the other side. You can help that left foot up if you need to. No shame in that, it's a big step forward. Rocking forward, rocking back, rocking side to side. And drop that back knee, untuck the back toe, and find your left side lizard, which often looks very different than your right side lizard. You can stay on the palms. You can have books or blocks underneath the hands. You can come down into the forearms. The right hand comes down first, then the left. Working on keeping the spine long. So keeping that crown of the head, reaching forward and slightly up. Drawing the hips forward, not right on top of that back knee. 3 more breaths. Good, last breath. You're on those forearms, coming up onto the palms. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, find 3-legged dog. So this time the left leg reaches all the way up to the sky. You can stack the hips, make any movements that feel good, make big circles, or kick yourself in the butt a few times. Meeting in downward facing dog. Option to move through the very last vinyasa. Inhaling forward to plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. So everybody inhale forward to plank. Now, as slow as possible, we're gonna lower down onto our stomach, but imagine yourself like an elevator. So we're going really slow. See how many floors your elevator has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mine had 7 floors. Good. So once you're there, you can just turn over onto your back. So once you're on your back, soles of the feet on the floor, knees are up towards the sky. We're just going to go through 2 rounds of bridge pose. So a gentle back bend here. So, good. Soles of the feet on the floor, hips width distance apart. Knees are hips width distance apart facing the ceiling, so don't let them go out. Palms face down by your side. We'll take an inhale to prepare, and exhale, press into the soles of the feet, lift the hips, and then press into the arms. Engage the triceps, press into the palms, let the fingers be wide. Try to relax the head and neck so your shoulders are grounded here. Good. We'll stay for a few breaths. And try to notice what muscles you're using. Are you focusing solely on your quadriceps, the front of your legs? Are you focusing solely on the glutes? Are your arms doing a lot of the lifting here? See if you can make it all even. And notice if there's anywhere that you're doing too much work. Can you relax the head and neck? Can you relax the toes? Beautiful. One more inhale. Maybe you can lift it just a little higher. And exhale, slow and controlled, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down onto the mat. Good. And once you're grounded, you can windshield wiper those legs side to side. So the second round can look the same as the first, but I am going to offer one way to just take it a little bit deeper, and you can try it if it feels good. Starting off the same as the first, palms by your side, feet or hips width distance apart. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift the hips, press into the soles of the feet, press into the palms, head and neck relaxed, shoulders grounded. Good. Option to stay here, or maybe this time you clasp your hands behind your back, roll one arm underneath at a time, so you're lifted a little bit higher on the shoulders, and then press into the pinky side of the hand. And notice how much more lift that can really give you. So noticing that when you engage certain muscles, you can come way deeper into the pose, but still noticing those muscles that are working too much. Good. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Last inhale, maybe you can lift a little higher. If the hands are clasped, release them and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. And this time, once you're grounded, your knees will come into your chest. It's up to you if it feels good to be still here, or if you want to make movements, making circles with the knees, sort of massaging the lower back. And then once you make your way back to center, let the arms open up to a T. And just let both legs fall over to the left side. So you don't need to keep them really close and tight. You don't need to have them touching each other at all, just relaxing them over to the left. And your gaze can either be up at the ceiling or towards your right hand. Starting to relax the eyes, maybe close them. Letting the body relax. And on your next inhale, we'll come back up through center. And exhale, the legs will just drop over to the right. So just let it be easy. Let them just drop over. The gaze is neutral or over towards the left hand. Letting yourself surrender a little more deeply to this pose. And then in your own time, coming back to center and taking any last movements before Shavasana. So it could be Happy Baby. We take Happy Baby a lot at the end of the class. Hands reaching inside the knees to the outside of the feet. You can also choose to just have your legs up, sort of reversing the blood flow a little bit. You can choose to have the soles of the feet touching on the mat, the knees opening nice and wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. A little more hip opening. So whichever option you choose, you have another 3 breaths. And then we'll all make our way into Shavasana, corpse pose, complete relaxation. So you can take traditional Shavasana with the palms face up, arms nice and wide, toes pointed out, legs also wide, maybe even wider than the mat. And another option is to place your left hand over your heart, right hand on your stomach, and relax in a way that your elbows are on the floor, so there's no effort to keep that connection. Starting to consciously relax the body. Noticing if there are places that need a little more convincing. And when the body is relaxed, in stillness, see if you can find that summer feeling. And it could feel different for everybody. It could feel like a tingly feeling or a warm feeling. It could come up like a color. So just noticing what's there. And try to remain here in stillness, noticing this summer within you for just a few more minutes. And I'll bring you back soon. Enjoy your rest. Keeping your eyes closed without moving anything. If you started to drift away, start to make your way back. Take a little bit of time just to acknowledge that you showed up. And then you can slowly start to awaken the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. And then letting that movement grow naturally into just some bigger movements. And so eventually you can start to roll over to the right side and bring your knees in towards your chest for Garbhasana, fetal pose. And in Garbhasana, you'll take just a few more breaths to return to your intention or your dedication. You will thank and appreciate your body. And you'll just listen and let your body thank you. And then keeping the eyes closed if you can, you'll make your way up to sit. And when you get here, hands can either return to your knees or you can bring them to prayer at heart center. I'd like to thank you all so much for sharing your amazing energy with me and with each other. I hope you have a wonderful summer solstice tomorrow. And I hope that you found a little bit of that summertime energy in you, honoring the sun. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, knowing that you are as much a part of the universe as the trees and the stars. And though there's no way we can know for sure, there's also no doubt that the universe is unfolding exactly the way that it should. It has been such an honor. Namaste.